As we ring in this new year, I've seen a lot just in the last week or so of really just online hate. Really weird how to say it. There's online fighting between factions, between people who generally aren't fighting and don't get caught up in stuff, quite honestly. And then you've seen some outright disgusting things online this last week or so as well. And I can't help but thinking it's part of the demons know they're losing. Like, how else are we really going to say it? The demons losing, the demons being exposed, and people might think that's even a weird statement to make. I think it's somewhat obvious. You look around the world and see evil. It's not hard to see everywhere. There's evil all over. And I think most people that would see this video, or if you'd ask someone, hey, do you believe that there's evil in the world? Most people would say yes. And then we have to take the exact opposite, the law of polarity, and say, well, if there's evil, then there has to be God. There has to be perfect purity at the same time, correct? So with that understanding, in that light, seeing the demons be exposed, seeing demons coming out, really kind of exorcisms, quite honestly, going away. When more truth and more love is put into the world, demons can't stand that. Demons hate that. And we're seeing it manifest, whether it's real things in real life or real people doing stuff online, manufacturing things through bots, through AI, whatever it might be, but seeing things to discourage truth seekers, to discourage good people from doing good. This is the work of demons. And we must be aware of that. We have to be aware. If you ever find yourself in those places, though, and we all have, I have, you have to unplug. You have to get away. You have to go outside, touch some grass, get some fresh air, eat some red meat, spend time with family, pray, meditate, breathe, get some sunlight. You have to go do that and unplug. You have to get out. Remind yourself what life is truly about and what you're fighting for. The fight against good and evil never ends, unfortunately. The Bible tells us this, for heaven's sake. It's a never-ending fight, and this is my belief, it's my opinion, but my opinion is that we're all being tested. We're all tested on this earth with free will. We are gifted free will to do whatever we want. Animals don't have free will. All animals in the universe go on instinct. They go off an auto-response system, in essence, and they don't have free will. Humans have free will. In contrast to that, though, because of that free will, we are also tested. What is it we're going to do with our conscience, with our soul? How are we going to act? How are we going to respond to the challenges, the callings? Are we going to listen to their calling that we have been given by God? Are we going to use our potential? Are we going to do things for the best of humanity or for the best of ourselves? How are we going to operate? How are we going to be fooled by the demons? Are we going to be fooled by big government saying they're going to do things for the collective good, playing and weaponizing empathy, weaponizing the goodness of people and saying, hey, I'm going to give away great things, just redistribute taxes, let us tax you and let us take your wealth and we'll redistribute it to people and give them choice and all these other things. That's the work of demons. Demons are there to distract and confuse and cause chaos and lie and mislead. And that's what large command and control economies do and governments do. It's the natural order of them as they continually go down the road of usurping more power and do worse and worse things, because that's how the apparatus attracts more power and becomes God, the antithesis of pureness, of purity. And when you boil down purity to its essence, it's the individual, it's the life, the purity and essence of the individual, and taking care of the individual from conception, from the moment there's life to the moment it dies. And we, unfortunately, as humans, we have free will, and we have chosen many times to not respect that and to lose that and walk on the slippery slope of respecting that. And we pay the consequences because of that. We pay with our souls, and we pay with the relationships we get to have. We pay that through all these little chips in the armor, and many of them go unseen. That's why, as rationalizing creatures, which we all are, absolutely every single one of us, I am a rationalizing creature. We rationalize our poor behavior, we rationalize our bad decisions, we rationalize our missteps and mistakes, and we constantly are doing that. But what can we do going forward? How can we make 2024 the best year ever? How can we come out from behind and out from under the evil, the demons, the bots, the ridiculousness online, the people around us that make us feel that way. How do we remove that? We start going a different direction. We start thinking different thoughts. We start hanging out with different people. We start going to other places where we want to be, who we want to hang out with, and the people we want to become. Maybe we're going to church now. Maybe we're going to a different church. Maybe we're hanging out with a different group. Maybe we're hanging out online in other groups. Maybe we're getting offline and we're going to hang out in real life with certain people and being around certain family members. Maybe we're not going around these family members. Maybe we're sticking around those friends and not these friends. Whatever it might be, everyone's dealing with something different. And I think that's one of the big lessons and the big things I see recently and the things that I'm seeing online, even in communities that generally have somewhat of a cohesive nature for the most part. But even cultures are going to have dissension and their own tearing at the fabric. And that happens because that is life. But how can we mitigate that? How can we better ourselves and continue to move forward and to become the best versions of ourselves and lead ourselves to our callings, what we're called to do, and to start repairing our souls and regaining and picking up our crosses and putting down our lives. In essence, how can we live for the betterment of those around us, doing unto others as we would have done to ourselves? Humility, at the end of the day. Really, it comes down to humility. And it's not, and this is where I think people get it very mixed up. Catholics, I'm a Catholic, and Christians, many people get this mixed up, thinking that they have to just let government do whatever they want, and we're just gonna let government do whatever because it's for the common good. And government takes that and weaponizes that language purposely to usurp Christians, really, and usurp Catholics to mislead them, distract them, and persuade them to give them the power instead of the individual having power and doing it through the church or doing charity or good works through the church. And the government has taken that over, has become daddy, has become God in many ways, without many people knowing it, quite honestly, without most people even realizing. And that's the sad and scary part. But that is changing. That is changing on a massive scale. And this generation, these younger generations, the millennial generations and the Gen Z that get a lot of garbage, deservedly so, will be the ones that change that, though, going forward. And I've seen that across the board. Many of the young people, many of the young priests I know, dozen or so young priests, very based. Let's just say that, very based. The young generations will be the one to revert things and go back in this fourth turning. So unbelievably amazing things are ahead, but we still have to get through this bridge. We have to cross this bridge, this rickety bridge, and there's going to be worse things that happen before it gets good again. But we have to stick together. We have to stick together. So I appreciate you. Question everything in boldness, even the existence of God himself. Trust but verify. This is not financial advice. This is freedom advice. And please, again, share this out. The algorithm hates truth. Do not be distracted. Do not be dissuaded by the evil, the demons in the world. These things are going to exist. These are the tests. This is the test. Get some fresh air. Go and touch some grass. Eat some meat. Get some sunlight. And remember the mission at hand. The test we are all in every single day. Every second of every single day. Bettering ourselves. Repairing our souls. I appreciate you. We'll see you on the next one.